Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Head shave time. I wasn't actually going to record this, but having pulled out the soap, had a smell, pulled out the brush and the razor, let's stuff it, let's take a photograph and get the shave done. Ariana and Evans St. Barts, which is based off of Creed Virgin Island waters. Very coconutty, a little bit of rum. That's about it. I love it. Coconut, lime, rum. I mean, can you get much better than that? Really, it is tropical paradise in a tub in a bottle, pretty much. So I'm going to wet my head, nice and easy. I'm going to pour out. I have soaked this soap. You do not have to soak Ariana and Evans soap. I can assure you of that. It's a very, very good quality soap. And the scent is just divine. I think Peter Chakalis, who makes Ariana and Evans and the shaving shop and the club and all that, he makes the scents for it. The man is getting better and better with every scent and soap that he makes. By all accounts, I haven't used his Kaizen base, or Kaizen, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But I don't think I've seen anything other than stellar lathers from that soap base. So the brush today is the Hulk. I can barely get my hand around. In fact, I can't even touch my thumb to my forefinger. That's how big this handle is. Massive. 30 odd mil knot, 35 or 34 millimeter knot. There is the soap. You can see all the saponification of the oils on there. Oh, coconut, lime, sweet. It is literally, you can't really describe it until you smell it. It's a beautiful scent. Now I have tried Creed Virgin Island waters, just a little squirt when I was in David Jones in Australia, which is like a Harrods or sort of down that line, the expensive store. The store where you can buy the same thing round the corner, but you're paying an extra $100 just to have it in that bag when you leave the store. That kind of store. Right, that's the brush loaded. There's enough soap in that brush to do 37 lathers. I filled up this bloody sink full of water. I need to rinse the soap off because I can't stand leaving the soap anymore. I've just got to deal with it straight away. Oh, that smell. It's a good scent strength as well. The scent strength's a good 5 or 6. It's not like it's just hiding in the background. This whacks you in the face when you open this lid up. Oh yes. And it is a really cologne-y scent, even though it is gourmand as well. The labelling on it's nice. It is a little bit cheaper than some of the other labels. It looks a little bit cheaper printed. But other than that, it's not really anything to whinge about, to be honest with you. It's nothing, nothing to write home about. Peter is an awesome guy. He does a lot within the community. He's very, very similar in standing and the amount of work he does to Douglas Smythe in that regards of being in the front lines dealing with it. There's obviously great artisans that don't work like that aren't in your face all the time, because they don't have to be. Some artisans are so busy they don't have to speak to anyone. They just sell, sell, sell and can't stop selling. Right, I was just about to dip my brush in the water, which is non-existent in the sink, so I'll just dip it in now. And here we go. Now this base, I'm not sure what the base is on this. Let me, is it on here? Stearic acid, beef tallow, goat's milk. So this is the goat's milk formula. I think this is probably about 5 iterations prior to the Kaizen base. So this isn't anywhere near as latest base, but one thing's for sure, it's as good as pretty much anything on the market. Especially the scents. These scents are incredible. Oh, that was a big squirt of water, that one. There we go. It does need a good drink, this soap, so give it as much water as it needs. This is going to be hopefully a reasonably quick shave. I'm just going to do one against the grain pass with some touch-ups and that'll be me done. That's the theory anyway. But you know me. I can turn something that should take 5 minutes into a 30-minute video. Why not? Now this is a fantastic brush for head lathering, but the only downside to it obviously is the size of it. It's a heavy brush. It's a solid plastic or acrylic or resin, whatever it is. It's got a fair bit of heft to it. You can really see the quality in that ladder. I mean, that's excellent stuff. Just add a little bit more water. Like I say, this stuff will drink a lot. What do you reckon? Pretty spectacular lather, isn't it? Look at that. I'm going to keep that, oh, maybe not, see if I can paint it all on, because I'll probably lather up again for this sort of touch-ups, just to use the soap up really, not that I need to. The leaf razor, nice and easy. 3 blades in here, they are 3/2 Wizamet Super Iridium blades, and that is, who is it that does that? It is Michael Friedberg. I nearly forgot again. There we go. I got it in my head, my face shave earlier, and all of a sudden I can remember his name, sort of. Struggle straight against the grain with the Wizamet Super Iridiums. Second use on these blades. I do have 3/2 in here, so it is essentially a 3-blade cartridge style razor now, without all the plastic, all the nasties, and all the expense. Yes, you have to fork out the expense on this razor on the outset. Look at that. Is that not just phenomenal lather? I've got 2 days growth as well, so this is just peeling through it. And in all honesty, I have to say, I think these are my favourite blades. Definitely. These things are super sharp, smooth. They work in the leaf razor, they work in the Wolfman, they work in the carve. If I could put them into my favourite Hearts Club, I sure would. But of course I can't, because it doesn't take these blades. But if I could, I would. They really are that good. I'm glad I managed to get a packet of them from Serjan. I'm glad he sent me some. It's not a blade, in all honesty, that I would have went out and searched for, because I hadn't really heard much about it. Although in saying that, I did watch Jack over at the Virtual Groom Room use it. I think it was the same day or the day after I used them. I don't know whether he'd used them before, but he also thinks they're a fantastic blade, a really good blade. I don't know if they're Jack's favourites. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what Jack's favourite blade is. You would think, considering I watch nearly every single video the guy puts out, I would know what his favourite blade is, but he's a hard one to read because he pops up so much new content of new things. You know, my content's new because it's new, it's like a new video. That's about as new as it gets. It's the same old shit with the same old bald shit in front of it. I want to highlight something as well within my personal life. Since I joined the police in 2008, that's probably about as far back as I can remember it happening, probably maybe 2009, 2010. I have needed white noise going to sleep. This is totally off shaving, by the way. White noise, whether it be music, TV, you know, I've always got to have background noise to go to sleep to. I've needed it for years. I've felt like I've needed it. I've been seeing this new psychologist. We've been working through my issues, and issues that, not issues, but things that happen in my life that are essentially outside of my control. You know, it doesn't matter how much you want people to change, it doesn't mean they're going to change, that sort of thing, you know. So trying to work through that sort of stuff, and it's been a very enlightening and interesting experience, because of all the psychologists that I've seen, this is my 4th one now. This is the first time I've actually had that sort of, made that connection with things. was going to lather up, you know, but I don't think I need to. Now, the last sort of 3 days, I haven't slept well at all, but I've had my usual white noise, whether it be Harry Potter music in the background, or just whatever, a Harry Potter movie on my phone, just playing in the background, just for the noise. Not to watch it, I've got it on the least bright settings so that I can't watch it, and it doesn't affect me light-wise, I just try to hear the noise. Over the last few days, I've noticed that that noise it's at the point now where I'm like, I need to turn that off. I can't go to sleep with that noise. And that's a really strange and new experience for me, because I've always felt like I needed it. And it's like, I don't know whether it's just whether it's going to be a big change. Do you know what, I'm just going to lather a little bit. I just don't want to waste this lather now, because I've got loads of it. There we go, why not? Let's just use the stuff up. Yeah, it was just something that I noticed, and it was quite significant to me, because obviously, like I say, it's something I've had in my life for years, that I've always felt like I've needed to get to sleep, and all of a sudden, just out of the blue, I've realised that I can't deal with it anymore. Now, I don't know whether that's because in my mind I'm becoming more content, and I don't need that anymore. It's almost like a security blanket going to sleep. It's like, I don't need that anymore. It's quite a nice feeling as well, because that is something that's a major difference in my life at the moment, removing that from my nighttime routine. Now, of course, my wife likes a bit of background noise as well, but she doesn't like it quite as much as me, so actually removing it has helped her get to sleep better as well. So it could be a win-win. It really could. And there we have it, BBS head shave. I'm just going to just a little bit there. Like it's, you can throw this razor around as well, without any real fear of slicing yourself. Of course, you have to be more careful than you do with the cartridge razor, because it's a little bit less forgiving, but that being said, it's still a very forgiving razor. Splash of cold water. Now, we've also had some hellish storms the last day or two. So it started last night, yesterday afternoon, and it's carried on into today, and the likelihood is it'll carry on right through the night as well. So I enjoy it. I like the storms. You know, some people don't. Our dogs are pretty good as well. They don't really worry about it. So I know some people's dogs get really upset with the storms coming in, with the thunder and lightning and the wind and the bashing around and all the noise. That's pretty damn good. I don't know what the back's like, because I can't see it. But I think it'll be pretty good. This is a good shake. This knot is massive. Still a fair bit of soap in it. Believe it or not, this knot, this is the knot I generally use for my wife's legs, because it's massive. Not that my wife's legs are massive, but it's a lot more area to cover, and to do it with a 30mm knot, it's a lot easier, and I can also load a lot more soap into the knot. So generally, I don't really have to go back and get any more soap. One load into this brush does both legs with one full pass on each leg against the grain. And just normally just a little bit of touch-ups, just around the knees and the ankles and things like that. I quite enjoy it. I find it quite therapeutic, and a lot of the times it ends up, if you know what I mean. smell. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I've got a bit of blood there, a bit of fresh blood. How's the rest? There's a couple of little spots here and there. That's okay. I know my head's still not 100% since that shave, well, since I had those ingrowns and a few issues. So it's not perfect, I know that. But that's pretty darn good. So I am now going to finish off with Ariana and Evans St. Barts aftershave splash. The ingredients list on here are very small, but hopefully the focus will pick that up. There we go, beautiful. And you can have a little read if you want to pause that and have a read. Fair amount of ingredients in here. Now one thing I will say, look at the amount of ingredients in that soap. There's freaking loads. And I find the same with Holy Cow, grooming department, Barrister and Man. The amount of ingredients in the soaps is unreal. You go to Swedish Witch, Face Fat, Shave Heaven, Gronlika, Laugar, River Valley Trading. They've hardly got anything in them. They've got like, I think they've all got 10 or less things in the soap, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is around about 10 or less. Most of them are main ingredients and a bit of fragrance. And they work very, very similar. Now obviously Kaizen's come out, I don't know how good that's going to be. I'll need to use it at some point hopefully. But let's just shake that up. I mean, this is fantastic. This is more line forward than the soap. Good splash of this. Oh, what a smell. It almost smells like a lime coconut sort of lovely ice cream. Beautiful. It's really nice. That's quite gourmand, but it's got a cologne thing floating through it as well. Can't really put my finger on it. But anyway, that's me done and dusted. Cracking head shave. Stay safe, drive safe. Don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.